One more item. After our last hearing, President Trump tried to call a witness in our investigation, a witness you have not yet seen in these hearings. That person declined to answer or respond to President Trump's call and instead alerted their lawyer to the call. Their lawyer alerted us, and this committee has supplied that information to the Department of Justice. Let me say one more time, we will take any effort to influence witness testimony very seriously.
Okay, so that was the exclamation point at the end of an amazingly crazy sentence that was this hearing, right? She just straight up accused Donald Trump of witness tampering, just straight up accused him of being a criminal. That was powerful. That was an amazing, end to what was an unbelievable hearing having to do with the time period between December 14th, when the electors, first cast their ballots. Now, they were certified on January 6th, right? But we know that on December 14th, the electors had to cast their ballots. And so they took us today between December 14th through to January 6th. And it was a hair-raising, violent story of a conspiracy to, commit fraud against the United States, to stop a official proceeding of the government, which was the certification of the electors. And that was the seventh part of what was a 7-part plan to deprive the United States of their choice for the presidency of the United States of America. And so now we know some of the most awful things about our country. I mean, today, for some strange reason, during this presentation, I really felt nauseous. I really felt sick. I really felt sad and sick for my country. I really felt it today. I don't know if it was because of the normal, ordinary citizen from northeastern Ohio that testified, Mr. Ayers, whose life was completely ruined because he believed his president, because he wanted to believe his president, because he believed that something had been stolen from him. Stephen Ayers worked as a cabinet maker apparently for 20 years in northeastern Ohio. Or if it was Jason Van Taterhoff, who, was part of the Oath Keepers for years and years. And, back in the day, I used to interview Stuart Rhodes, and because his whole thing was exactly what Tatenhoff testified. Oh, it was all about the Constitution, and that any unconstitutional act that was committed by our government would produce a reaction from the Oath Keepers, who promised to keep the oath of constitutionality alive in the United States, and then just downshifted into, hey, I want to be a paramilitary violent leader, and you should consider me armed and dangerous. I don't know which of those two. Or was it before that, when they took us through all of the crap that was going on inside the White House, making Sidney Powell a special counsel to the point where no one was sure, including the White House counsel, Pat Cipollone, if she was made a special counsel. I mean, it was such an out-of-control administration. It was so crazy. It was so harebrained. It was so illegitimate and so full of snake oil and lies and schemes in order to maintain the presidency, in order to keep power, in order to become a dictator or an autocrat, and to overturn, not just an election, but everything about this democracy, to just blow it up, blow it off, say it doesn't matter. It's just an idea. I don't know, but the crap that was going on, that started with a crazy meeting. I mean, just bat crap crazy meeting. On December 18th, there was a 6-hour meeting in the White House, 6 hours, and it went through till about right after midnight, with Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani and Michael Flynn and the President of the United States at the time. And Cassidy Hutchinson, who we heard from last hearing, was there, and she's texting to Pat Cipollone and others, Mr. Hirschman, the deputy White House counsel, that the White House has gone unhinged, that the White House, they're screaming, they're yelling, they're throwing epithets at each other. And all because Sidney Powell, who was not invited to the White House, Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell and Michael Flynn managed to get into the White House with a low-level staffer opening the door for them. Meaning there is no chief of staff. There is nobody in charge of the insane asylum, just Donald Trump. And they get in to see the president, and they begin to scream and yell about how the president needs to fight and how he needs to seize the voting machines and declare martial law and needs to take charge of this and whip the president into a frenzy about making Sidney Powell a special counsel to look into all of the accusations. And Hirschman and the others who are lawyers are saying, where is your evidence? Show us anything. You've already lost 60 court cases. Well, Powell says, all those judges, they were all against us. They were all in the tank. They were all corrupt. And Hirschman says to you had 61 cases. You're saying even the ones we appointed, even the judges we put in place, even our hand-picked judges, they were all corrupt. And she says, yes, they were all corrupt, all of them. And I want to be special counsel. And they're asking Pat Cipollone if Pat Cipollone had the authority to make her special counsel. And he says he does. And they asked Pat Cipollone whether or not he has the authority to give her a security clearance. And he says he does. Doesn't mean that he did it, but he's telling you today that they asked him that and he said he did. And so now Sidney Powell is walking around thinking that she thought she was appointed special counsel. Now, I don't know why it took Pat Cipollone this long to testify. He ain't no John Dean, I'll tell you that. But he's under subpoena. He is in a closed session last Friday. He's there for 8 hours. These are the clips that they play today to show us what went on at that deranged meeting on December 18th. 1:42 in the morning that night. It's now December 19th, 1:42 in the morning. But it's December 18th after this unhinged meeting. That's when Donald Trump tweets that everybody needs to come to Washington, that the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys and the 3%ers and ordinary citizens and all the people who follow him, the millions and millions of people who follow him on social media, they all need to come to D.C. It will be wild on January 6th. People actually start changing their plans. They were going to be in Washington on Inauguration Day thinking something was going to happen on Inauguration Day. But now they got the word from the President of the United States that it's January 6th. That's the day. That's when he wants them there. That's when he needs them there. That's when they're going to have to fight like hell or they won't have a country anymore. And the president puts out this "Be there, it will be wild" tweet. And this is where the right-wing media picks up.
December 19th, the year is 2020, and one of the most historic events in American history has just taken place. President Trump, in the early morning hours today, tweeted that he wants the American people to march on Washington, D.C. on January 6, 2021.
And now Donald Trump is calling on his supporters to descend on Washington, D.C., January 6th.
He is now calling on we, the people, to take action and to show our numbers.
I mean, this is what went on. This is what, and the Donald Trump is still perpetuating the big lie, still. And still witness tampering, obviously. That's what Liz Cheney just accused him of at the end of this explanation of what happened between the 14th of December and January 6th. And he's innocent, right?